Alright, hello everyone. This week we're going to be back to like a regular studio vlog kind of thing. I don't know how that tutorial is going to do, if it's like helpful to someone. If I can help one person, then I have like succeeded in my book, essentially. So this week though, I am very excited because I am going to try out needlepoint for the first time. It's similar to cross stitch, if you don't know what it is, but at least the one that I'm going to do uses a stiff plastic canvas, and I'm going to be using yarn. And I love yarn, so I'm super excited. So I recently found an Instagrammer, and she also does YouTube videos, and she has an Etsy store. She goes by the name Studio Paca, and I bought her one of her, oh, can we focus? Yeah, I bought one of her patterns on her Etsy store, and I am going to be following along with her video that she has on YouTube. I'll like put it up on the screen kind of thing. And I also got inspired to make my own pattern because I could, you know, like she described in one of her videos how to go from like illustration to pattern. So that is what I did. I followed her instructions and everything, and it worked. So I'm super excited. So I had this little guy, of course, a little owl. I mean, like, are we shocked? I wanted to start with something that I'm comfortable with. So a little owl. I also have a cute little orca on here. I don't know. I just felt like drawing an orca. But we're going with this little owl guy. And I turned him into pixel art. Whoa, the light is blowing out. Okay, there we go. Turned him into pixel art. So I did that, following all of her instructions. I've never used this. It's called Pixel Studio, I believe. I'm gonna link all of her videos and everything because she goes really in depth on how to needlepoint and how to turn an illustration to a needlepoint or cross stitch pattern. So I'll link all of her stuff because she was super helpful and lovely. So let me show you what I got, because I went to Joann's and I may have bought too much yarn. Is there such a thing as too much yarn though? Okay, let me start with the specifically needlepoint stuff. Sorry if that's loud, I should have taken this out of the plastic. I always forget. Okay, so these little things that she needlepoints, she also makes rugs, but can we focus? These are little pins actually. So they have like little pin backings, little brooch backings. So I bought some of those little brooch backings. And then I got the needle that I needed and mesh. So that's what you stitch into. It's like super fine. This is 10 mesh, which is what she recommends. So I got that. Now, most needlepoint that I've seen uses a regular type of yarn. So I got this, but I really hope this works because that's the colors that I got, like for my little owl. I got all the colors in the type of yarn that I want to use, so I really hope it works, because most needlepoint that I've seen uses this, you know, really regular type of yarn. It's like in a pretty maroon color, which I need for like the eyes, the beak, and the feet of the owl, but I wanted to make him fuzzy. So I got fuzzy yarn. So it's Bernat Baby Velvet. It's still 4-ply, which is what she recommends, but it's so fuzzy. It's so soft. So I got this like kind of very muted light pink. I got a fuzzy white. And then blues. So this is kind of like a tealy kind of blue, and this is more like a soft light blue. I don't know. I think they look nice together, so I'm dropping things. Ugh. I got all of these. Oh, and you have to go, after you sew in all the details, like I'll do all your stitches, you have to go around the canvas to like close in the design. So like you have to do a stitch around. I don't know how to describe this. It's essentially, you're gonna attach like felt on the back of the pin as well. So you need to like attach the felt and cover up the edges of the plastic mesh. So to do that, I got just a simple brown yarn. So I got so much yarn. Oh wait, the maroon one too. I love yarn. It's so squishy and fun and just makes me feel nice and cuddly and happy. So it is a very rainy day as well, which makes this even better because I feel cozy indoors. So let's get started. I guess that's all I have to say. Let's make this little owl design. I bought that pattern from her, so I wanted to make the little bunny pin that she has, and I think I have enough yarn for all the different colors. I'm gonna have to just go with the colors that I have, not with the colors that she specifies, so I hope that's okay. Creative liberty, you know. So, but I'm really excited for this owl, so I might do that first. Yeah, let's do that. I have to find somewhere to store all of these. Oh no. Oh no. Time to start stitching. I'm also using my iPad and Procreate to mark off the stitches that I've done so that I don't lose track, because since it's a fuzzy yarn, it's kind of harder to count. So this is just keeping me like from not losing my place. So I'm starting to realize why people don't use this fuzzy yarn, like why I haven't seen it. Because like it looks cute, it's like nice and plush and everything, and it feels really soft, but for starters, the end, like the little overlap of your yarn tail on your needle just gets ragged. Like the rest is fine, but it's like just this little part where two strands are being pulled through the hole is just too much. And then also I just have, I'm gonna show you, I just have so much fluff just everywhere, just little fluff everywhere. So it's cute, I like it. I will hopefully like the end result and be worth the fuzziness, but if not, then I'll have to buy regular yarn. And I'll have to find something to do with this fuzzy yarn, but for now, I like the fuzzy yarn, even with the hassle, so we'll see. Let's keep going. Hello, please disregard my very messy desk. That's what happens when I start crafting, is just everything goes everywhere. But first, before I explain what you've been seeing for a little bit, look at this, look. I hope, there we go. What is that? It's April, it's April. It's late April and it's snowing. Anyways, so what you would have very first seen me working on is this little guy. I did not finish him because, as I showed you, the fuzzy yarn that is in one of these bags down here, the fuzzy yarn sheds a lot when going through this really thin mesh. And so what you would have seen me just working on then is this little guy. And I'm going to show you the progression on how I got to this guy. Well, this big guy actually, because he has a different size mesh. So what I started out with was 10 mesh, and then I went back to Joann's and bought some 7 mesh. And so it has a much bigger hole size. This is the 10 and this is the 7, so much bigger. And so using the velvet yarn actually works really well in this. And my first attempt at that with my original pixel art pattern is this guy, and he's cute, but I felt like this was a little too dark. I felt like he wasn't, like, he's fuzzy, but I felt like I could go up to actually double stranding like my yarn. So that's what I did with this guy. He's got 2 strands when I pull through the yarn, and this has only 1 strand. So he's like puffier. He's fluffier, he's nice to touch. And so then I used a lighter shade color and then just tweaked the pixel art in general. I really like his eyes because his eyes are bigger, but I don't know. I like them both, but I like how fluffy this guy is. So I have already cut this one out. So the next step is going to be getting a piece of felt, cutting it to the side, cutting it to like the shape of the needlepoint project, and I'm just gonna whip stitch around with a brown yarn. Now, what I don't believe I've shown yet is I showed you this little 10 mesh guy, but I actually made a 10 mesh with some yarn that I got when I got the bigger mesh. So I bought more yarn. I bought more yarn. Are we surprised? At this point I would hope not. So with the original design I made this little guy. I already cut him out, and then with the updated design I made this one. So I like both, but I think the like leaf ears and wing make a little bit more sense on the new design. So that is what happened. I do have these, let's see, brooch backings, or brooch, I don't know, they're spelled brooch, but it's pronounced brooch, right? So for the small size, it's like a good size. It would obviously have a backing, but it's like a good size. But then for the big ones, it's like, that's way too big. This is way too big to make a pin, right? Because it's like, where's my ruler? Yeah, he's more than 4 inches tall. So like, that would be a huge pin if I did that. So I don't really know what these would be useful for, but they're really freaking cute. Like, they'd be cute to just like hang on like your wall, or like, I don't know. So I don't think I'm gonna put the pin backings on these ones, but I don't know. The more I look at this guy in the camera, at least, I do like him a lot. Maybe it's just because this guy isn't like cut out yet, but I don't know. I like go back and forth on which one I like more. I don't know. But I will show you essentially the end result. I find it really difficult to, how am I saying this? I find it really difficult to film myself like sewing, because I'm like, am I out of frame? Like, I like to have things like right up next to my face kind of thing, or like held close to my body and like sew like that. So sewing like holding it away from myself so that I'm like in front of the camera is difficult. So we'll see if I show you that or if I just show you the end result. I apologize if I don't get in any sewing action video. But I will see you once I finish all that up. Also, quick note, because I'm so bad at filming this, like, I don't say that, like, this is just me trying it and bringing you along to see how badly I succeed, like how well I succeed or how badly I fail. But if you do want to learn needlepoint, I am gonna link Studio Paca's videos in my description. They do a really good job like filming all of the steps and everything. I followed their tutorial constantly, like constantly checking back in, making sure I'm doing everything correct. So highly recommend if you are at all interested in this, because this is a lot of fun. It's really like relaxing. So if you're at all interested in trying this out, really recommend their channel. I'm excited to see like what videos they come up with next and everything, so go check them out. So this is how he turned out. I didn't do like a pin backing or anything, just felt on the back, but yay, he's done. So now I get to do this little guy and the smaller ones. And I'm listening to Alice in Wonderland right now. I've never read the book. I watched like the Disney movie and I watched the live action Alice in Wonderland, like both of them. And it is a crazy story, but it's actually like really entertaining because it's just like, you just give up trying to make sense of it. So it's really entertaining. So I actually found a YouTube video of like an audiobook of it. And what's nice is that they have like the picture of, they have like the text scrolling and then they have the picture on like the other side of the screen. Let me show you guys. So you see? Right now they're talking to the mock turtle, which I have never heard of. I don't think he was included in either the Disney or the live action. Was the live action Disney? I don't know. But interesting. I just like looked up Alice's Adventures in Wonderland audiobook and this came up. Really good. Highly recommend if your brain is in like a weird kind of feeling and you just want to listen to something super strange. So yeah, I'm going to keep on watching that or listening to that. I've got about like 30 minutes left, 40 minutes left, and I'm gonna do my next little guy. Alrighty, my camera battery is flashing at me, so I need to do this quickly. But look, I finished them all. They're all done, and my thumb really hurts from like yanking the needle through because sometimes it was really hard with the like yarn being so thick. But we got there. They are all done, all finished off. The small ones have little pin backings, which is really nice, and they just look so sweet, like finished off. So I am really happy with these. I really want to try out making more patterns, like more pixel art and everything, and maybe more color variations of these. So we shall see what I make. I really like these fuzzy ones. I still don't know what to do with them, but they're cute either way. But I think that's all I'm gonna have time to record this week. I need to start editing this, so I will see you next video. Yes. Thank you all for watching. Bye.